Right, so today we are doing the Angel Wings Beginner Bliss ornaments, and on the recording today I've got two bright colors. I'm going to do a blue and a pink just so that it's easily seen on camera. But you'll see here on your guide you've got your neutral colors that goes with your Angel Wings palette. You also have a red and green Christmas version, but this design is really easy to do by just changing up the colors to make it your own. As far as the paint colors that we're using, you're going to want to get out your pearl and your gold and get those ready in your palette. Go ahead and choose your background colors. You can do the same color, you can do different colors, you can shake it up if you want to. Once your background colors are dry, you can go ahead and get your stencil out. I'm using an 8-arm stencil or 16. You're going to want to center it the best you can on your ornament, and for maximum effect you want to try to line up one of the arms with the center of your of the hanging part. I forget what you call that. The hook part of the ornament. This is not too complicated of a design, so I'm just going to go ahead and put my 8 paint arms on there. We don't need to get crazy. For the center, I'm going to use the 8mm blue tool and the pearl paint. And we've got our 8mm center dot. Then around that center dot, we've got a 1.5mm set of dots that go around the center. So one on each line of 8, and those are white. It never fails when I'm sitting down with y'all. My dog thinks it's dinner time, so he's slurping. I'm not sure that I have any videos without my dog slurping. In the last part of step 1, we're going to switch to the clear rod, which is 4mm, and we're going to add one dot in between each section. And then we're going to pull that into a little pin. And so I don't like to do all of the dots first, but I'll do 2 at a time or 4 at a time and pull those into pins. And I did not leave a whole lot of room to turn that into a pin, but then as we work our way outward, we're going to get a little larger. So we're going to do teardrops with 6mm tool, and I am going to use my white pearl for that. And so it's going to be the same process. I'm going to go in between the row before with a pin or a teardrop. So you're going to make your dot and then use one of your thinnest tools to just pull that into shape. And the second part of step 2 is to do another row of the teardrops, this time with the 8mm tool and the gold paint. And again, we go in between the previous row. So that's the end of step 2. On to step 3. We are going to use our 3mm tool. That's the green tool on the large end. And we are going to walk the dots. We're going to do this next to, well, on the line, next to the white teardrop. So not the large teardrops we just did, but the 6mm teardrops. I'm going to walk the dots 1, 2, 3. Now there is a little flourish at the end of that row, so you want to leave room for that. So leave a little room at the end. I'm working on slightly smaller ornaments. I did not put ornaments in my box, so I'm going to go down a size so I can keep this on the pattern. But on the sample with the larger ornaments, I use the 3mm tool. But basically, we're just walking the dots. I'm using the white paint, so I'm going to leave room at the end for the flourish and just go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The second part of this step is the green tool on the small end, 2.5mm, and we're going to walk the dots around the gold pins, so the larger pins. And so I'm using white paint for that. The center dot is 2.5mm, so I'm going to start with that center dot here. And then we're going to walk the dots around each side. For the last little part on step 4 is where I do my little swipe flourish. So this is on the line. I'm going to start, I'm using my blue tool, the 1.5 millimeter end, the larger end, and I'm going to add one swipe inward with the white paint. And then I'm going to bring, oops, a swipe in from each side with the gold. And I'm going to do that on each line all the way around. You go all the way around, it looks something like this. And while I've got those both finished and I've got gold paint on my palette, I'm just going to go ahead and use the gold to paint the top. A little hanger on my ornament. And there you have it. There is our Angel Wings Beginner Bliss. And normally I love the opportunity to work in bright colors. As you can see here, I've got 2 different colorways. But I really do think the neutrals this month are super pretty. So make sure you share in the group. Let us see which design colorway you ended up going with. And that's all I've got for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If I don't see you before the holidays online, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays.